स्वागत आगत स्वागतम, हम सब करते स्वागतम, हम सब करते स्वागतम। आज हमारे बीच पधारे, आज हमारे बीच पधारे, श्री माता जी आप ही तारे, श्री माता जी आप ही तारे। झुम झुम के करते हैं गान, झुम झुम के करते हैं गान। स्वागत आगत स्वागतम।
Today, we have assembled here to do the Guru Puja. The word Guru comes from the one which is magnetic. The person who is magnetic, the one which attracts the attention of the seekers, is the Guru. Also it means the heaviness, or you can say a person who is very steady, who is very deep, who has the knowledge, and who can act like the Mother Earth. For the power of magnetism in the Mother Earth also is called as magnetic, but in Sanskrit is Gurutvakarsan. Means the attraction of the heaviness of the Mother Earth. But actually it is a power of the Mother Earth that makes us stand properly on our legs when it is rotating with such a tremendous speed. Otherwise, we would be all thrown away. With that velocity that she is moving, we are still attached, or we are one. In our balance is only because she has gravity. This gravity has to be in a guru. Gravity means a kind of a serious understanding of oneself and one's own responsibilities. So a guru has to be very steady. In these modern times, people are very mobile, all the time agitated, all the time getting disturbed. With small things happening here and there, they get disturbed. They meet people who are not of any quality, then they get disturbed. These disturbing qualities come from our deficiency in our gravity. A person who has gravity doesn't get depressed, neither get excited, nor get overly enthusiastic, nor is he very sad or unhappy. So he is in the center. He is in the center of his being. But how do we become the guru? That is very important for Sahaja Yogis to understand. Many have felt that they are gurus. They have tried to behave in a funny manner and have lost their guru position. First and foremost thing, for Sahaja Yogis, it is important that they must have introspection. They must watch themselves. If a person runs about changing because the fashion has come, because people have suppressed them or have asked them, just to please people of cheap values, if a person changes, then he cannot be a guru. He has to station himself properly on the values of Sahaja Yoga. Without introspection, you will not know. You will never remember what you have done wrong, nor will you think of what you have to do right. But that is only possible if you go on improving yourself. First and foremost thing is, all the great saints have praised their Guru. For example, we have a very great saint, Gyaneshwara, in India. He has written a complete chapter about the Guru. In English, they have translated it as preceptor. Guru is the preceptor. And what he has done is a great thing. He says you are not to challenge the Guru. Otherwise, you can never become a guru. For namesake, you might be, but you are not. Secondly, you can never misbehave. You can never be rude, arrogant, and you cannot show your temper to a guru. If that is so, that means you are not a guru, you are still on a very low level personality. It is very clearly said that if you try to say against other gurus who are real gurus, who are very high caliber, that also, then you are not a guru. But I would say that you all have got now vibrations. You all have got vibratory awareness. When you have vibratory awareness, you are capable of finding out about everyone. Now you need not talk about your own understanding of a person, but try to face that person directly and tell that person this is the problem and ask him to change. But in Sahaja Yoga, we have something more than other gurus had. Other gurus were very, very strict. They used to carry a stick in their hand, a big stick, which they would use for walking or for hitting their disciples. They used to hit their disciples in such a bad manner that the disciple was literally frightened of the guru. I'll give you an example of a guru I came across. One fellow was there in India who came to one of the ladies who was a Sahajogini, and he said that my guru has sent me word that Adi Shakti is going to come and stay with you. Is it true? She said, yes, she is going to stay with me. So what? He said, my guru has told me that you go and request her and if she could come to our ashram. She said, I'll ask Mataji, I don't know. This fellow came to a program and he saw me, a housewife. He said, this cannot be that guru. But when I came in, he saw, and when I did self-realization, that everybody's kundalini was awakened, he was so surprised, and he prostrated himself before me. Now his guru was living in Amarnath. He's a very famous famous religious place in the Himalayas. And this fellow lived in a place called Ambarnath. So he asked me, Mother, will you come to my ashram? I said, why not? Because these gurus in the ancient time never used to leave their seat, they called takya, means the pillow. They never left their takya. I said, all right, I don't mind, I'll come to your ashram. So just keeping quiet all the while. So I went there, this guru fell at my feet and he was very, very respectful. And then we came back home. So this fellow started telling me, if you don't tell my guru, I would like to tell you that I have got a very bad agya. Can you cure mother? I said, why not? I will. So I went back to this guru again and I said, why didn't you cure his agya? He said, why? Why should I cure? Who cured my agya? I worked out myself. I had to introspect, find out, and I cured my own agya. And why should I cure his agya? Let him plod, let him work, let him get to this. Otherwise, he will be a spoilt man. I was quite surprised. And he said, you do it because you are a mother. You are nothing but love. And that's why you are doing it, all this for others. But not me. No guru will open the agya of his disciples. I said, then why are you a guru? He said, because we have to guide them. And if they have their agya badly cut out, if their attention is not all right, I am not bothered about it. It is their duty to introspect and find and climb the ladder which I have put before them. So I am a guru, I can only give them the ladder to climb up. It is they who should work very hard. It is they who should introspect. It is they who should correct themselves. Why should I help them to such an extent that you open their agya? I said, all right, you allow me to open his agya if you don't mind. I said, you are a mother, do what you like. I have nothing to say. If you want to do that, you will spoil him. You will spoil him. Let him do it on his own. Otherwise, you will be spoiling him. I said, as you are also spoiled that you don't open anybody's agyas, yes? But whatever position I have achieved is a permanent one. So I opened his agya. Then this fellow on his way, he told me that his guru came back and he put me hanging on a well. And he used to every time lower the rope, so I would go into the water. 10 times he did it. But I said, why did he do such a cruel thing? He said, because he found me smoking a cigarette. My goodness. So I asked this guru, I said, why do you do such horrible things to your disciples? He said, otherwise, if you don't do like that, they will never rise, they'll never come up. You go on forgiving them, and the more you forgive, the worse they become. And they will show no assent at all. So you have to be very strict with them. Please don't spoil them all the time. I was really surprised. How could he say so? You see, he said, Mother, if you give everything free, you give them everything so easily, they will never value their self-respect. They will never value their self-realization. I said, it's not so. You have to give them a chance. You have to allow them to rise and to allow them to become something. Like Mother Earth, what she does, she sprouts the seeds, then the trees come up, then after that she gives them the fruits and she sees that the fruits are ripened. All does she do. But she said, but they are not trees, you see. They are human beings. And they have freedom to become devils also. I said, all right, if there are devils, I can manage them. You just see how I can manage them. And if they are devils, they'll remain devils. You cannot change them. So he argued with me. And when he met Sahajayoga, he asked me, how many of you are willing to give life for Shri Mataji? Do you know what she has given you? They said, yes, we do. So they came to me and told Mother, he wanted us to give life for you. I said, there's no necessity. It's not necessary. Because he used to ask his disciples perhaps. And then I met many like him, who were very strict gurus. Complete obedience was needed. Complete humility, complete surrender was needed. A word against the Guru was not tolerated, but even you could not answer, you could not show any temper to a Guru. Now I have met people who are like that sometimes. Then I stop talking to them. That's it. If they want to improve, they can improve. They don't want to improve, you cannot force them to improve. But according to these gurus, there should be a great fear in their mind that they should be so frightened that they should behave themselves. Now we expect so much from the Guru, that he is your father, mother, he is a friend, everything. He is a pure person who just wants your ascent. He wants to look after you. He wants to guide you, wants to protect you, and takes you to the life of spirituality. And this is the way a guru has to work out. But what is expected of the disciples is even much worse. The disciple has to be absolutely a pure person. He should have a pure desire to become a spiritual person. If he doesn't have this pure desire, he has some other desires, then absolutely useless. Like some people come to Sahaja Yoga, I have seen it. They want to make a name out of themselves. They become great masters of everything. They want to dominate everything. That is not important. There are some people who try to make money in Sahaja Yoga, a way of making money. That also absolutely wrong. And not only that, but it's very low level that we want to make money out of Sahaja Yoga. Then there are people who just come here for some politics. They go on saying things here and saying things there. All these things are not going to give you any ascent whatsoever. You have come here only to achieve a great life of spirituality, of becoming a guru. Now also this politics business is quite a lot. People try to enjoy the position of a leader. So they try to keep that position in a very special way. There's no need. If you are a leader, because you are a great master, you will remain. Nobody can challenge you. Nobody can dethrone you, and one should not get disturbed with any such fear. Sahaja Yoga is a yoga in which fear doesn't play any part. There's no fear for you. Only thing for your ascent, it is necessary that you introspect. Try to find out what have you been doing. Are you absolutely a humble person? Do you do whatever is told to you? Supposing I tell somebody, just go to, say, some place. He may not go. He'll come and tell me, Mother, this happened, that happened. Some excuse. He may not go. But that's not being good. If you have been told to go to that place, there must be some meaning and you have to go. You have to obey. If you are not obedient, then you cannot become a guru, because if you cannot obey, how can others obey you? This obedience is not for any personal gain of the guru, not at all, but for your gain only, for your education, for your ascent. So if such a view is taken, then what happens? That you start getting all the qualities of a guru. Firstly, a guru cannot be fussy man. First and foremost thing. I want this house, I want that thing, I can't like this, I can't like that. If a person who does not know how to get detached from all these habits, he cannot be a guru. How can he ascend? Of course, you have to try that you get rid of all these habits. There are funny habits which make you miserable. doesn't make miserable others as it makes you miserable. No habit should cling to a guru. First and foremost is that he has to be beyond time. He should not worry about time. Many a times I have seen people, if they have to go to an airport, for example, something enters into their body, they become speedy suddenly, everybody. Even if I have to go, I am going, all of them will become speedy. Everybody starts running helter-skelter. Why? I am going, you are not going. But it happens. Like that, if you tell somebody you have to go to a function or for some felicitation, people start jumping about. And that's a very modern disease. It was not before. So they start seeing that we are getting late, getting upset. But if you go on worrying like that, you don't go beyond time. And when you go beyond time, you control time. Time is with you all the time. Whenever you go, it happens. I'll give an example of that. We had a little girl in Cabella who fell down. And she broke her hand very badly. I was about to leave for America. I had come out of my room. When I saw the child, I said, all right, doesn't matter. I'll cure this child. First, they said, no mother, but you're plain. I said, it's all right, forget it. So I got the child, treated the child, and she was all right. And after, I think, half an hour, I left. I left for the airport. And you'll be amazed to hear that aeroplane was out of order, which was going to New York. So this plane is out of order. Then they said, all right, you can go by another plane which goes to Washington with the same ticket. I said, very good idea. Give me that. And I went by that. So that I reached Washington, which is a very, very nice airport to arrive, because there's no problem of customs, there is no crowd, nothing. All people go to New York, I don't know why. They should all go to Washington. It's very surprising. I discovered for myself that I wish I had not gone by that horrible plane to go to New York. Like that, everything works out. And the time comes what is good for you. It is such a lot of experience of mine which I can tell you, that to worry about time itself is a headache. If you leave it to this divine power and believe in it, then everything works out for your good. And if it does not, you must know that it is your testing. You must accept. You must learn to accept. Because whatever you have fixed up yourself as something very great is not. So what is the greatest thing you have to achieve? Your detachment. Then you become gunatit. Means, as you know, we have 3 gunas within us. One is that called as sattva guna, is the best. But there are 2 other gunas which are, as you know, that left side and right side. Either you are a right-sided person or a left-sided person. These 2 gunas within us are of no importance. Supposing you are a right-sided person, then what happens to you? You become overactive. Overactivity gives you fatigue, gives you all kinds of diseases which you have seen, and you have to cure right side. Such a person is extremely speedy. He cannot sit in one place for 2 minutes, all the time jumping, and he creates problems for himself and his family. Then the left-sided person, which we call as the tamoguna, The right side is Rajoguna and the left side is the one which is Tamoguna. Tamo means darkness. Such a man is afraid of darkness. Darkness, everything he is afraid of. But he becomes a very intriguingly, very crooked person. He always tries to trouble people in a very crooked manner, not openly. While the right-sided man is openly a Hitler. But this one, the second one, the one who we call it Tamoguni, is the one who tries to trouble others very much. Rajoguni has an opinion of his own about everything. When he is so much having his own opinion, he goes on forcing it on to other person. But if you see his own life, he is in complete misery. He cannot carry on with people, he cannot talk to people, and there's a very big gap between himself, his spirit, and his being. The second type, the Tamogunis, are the ones who end up with all kinds of diseases. Even the right-sided people get lots of diseases, but the left ones get it psychosomatic. Psychosomatic diseases are very dangerous and not curable by human doctors. So you have to take to surgery. But again you go to the right or to the left, again right to the left. This is not a very good attitude, I think, towards life, that you get bound by one of these gunas, or you are all the time like a pendulum moving from left to right, right to left. So you have to be a steady person. For that, you all have to meditate. I know immediately a person who meditates and I know who does not meditate. You will yourself know a person who meditates. It's a question of 10-15 minutes. But that you must do every night and morning about 5 minutes meditation. Then you develop your balance. You develop your tenacity. You develop your own body in such a manner that it can stand lots of nonsense. It can bear lots of things. You don't have then desires left. What food you should eat, when you should eat, whom you should please, nothing of the kind. You yourself become such a sweet person that everybody is pleased and understand that one has to be like you. The people see you and you become like a model. People start following you, that means you become a guru. In this way you get rid of these two habits that you have of left and right side. Now Sattvagunis are the people who believe in the righteousness. But when they are righteous, they have contempt for others who are not righteous. They go on saying things to such people, so they can develop a kind of a temperament. So they become aloof. They can go to Himalayas, sit there and not to meet anybody. Get out of the society. Get out of all your relations, everyone, and just establish yourself as a big guru somewhere. This kind of also another generation is there, which is of no use. I met some of them when I was in Haridwar, and I told them, what are you doing here in the Himalayas? He said, we don't want to face human beings. They are useless people, they are good for nothing. You do anything for them, they go on troubling you, we don't want to be there. So I said, why have you become guru? If you cannot manage them, if you cannot get out of the troubles they are giving you and out of all those things and remain in your peace, then what's the use of becoming this? He said, we have had enough of it. Some of them were over 100 years of age and all that. But I said, what's the use? Your life is of no use, you are staying here alone somewhere in the jungles. He said, the tigers, the snakes, all of them know us, that we are great. They don't trouble us. But these human beings are terrible. If we go down, they'll trouble us and torture us we don't want to go there. Because they're very ambitious or they are very negative. Something is wrong with the human beings. None of them have reached a perfect state. So that all that, I was surprised how they are not at all willing to come down and be with us and be a part and parcel of us. So they said, all right, mother, you have come, you are a mother. You can tolerate all this and you can work it out, but not we. We are out of it, we don't want to go back. They have lots of powers. They can control the nature, they can do so many things. But they said easy to control even a snake than to control a human being. Today they might behave in a particular manner, suddenly they will become horrible. You don't know these human beings, how uncertain they are, what uncertain quantity they are. I said there is a way of putting them right. You first give them realization. In the light of the spirit, they can see how they are doing wrong things. 99% people will know what's going wrong with them. Where are they missing the point? They will start seeing themselves. Spirit is like a mirror where you see yourself clearly and you start changing yourself. There's no introspection actually needed then when you have your spirit awakened. You can watch yourself. You can see for yourself clearly as soon as you become a developed or evolved Sahaja Yogi. And that is one point one should see if it has happened. If you can see something wrong with you, if you can find out what sort of defects you have, if you can detach yourself from those defects, and if you can understand that all these attachments and defects and habits are pulling you down, then only you can leave them. But that only happens when you have this mirror of your self shining through. When this light comes to you, you see for yourself what is wrong with you, what is the wrong path you are taking. Overnight, you have seen people have given up so many things. Many gross things they give up, but still there are many, I should say, subtle things which stick on to them. First thing that happens to you is that you start finding what's wrong with your own people of your own nation. I'm amazed, you see. When the English got realization, they started telling me about the English. When Italians got realization, they started telling me about the Italians. If you tell Italians that, you see, this Italian fellow did this like that, he said, Italians, after all, mother, what will they do? They are just like this, you know. He himself is an Italian, but immediately he'll say. Same with the Russians I have seen, is very surprising that they start telling you about what's wrong with the Russians or with the Ukrainians. All of them are quite aware. Even Indians, they'll say, after all, this is Indian, you know, Indian people, how they are, mother, they are doing like this. I was surprised that they themselves being Indians, how are they immediately telling me about the Indians. And many things I have come to know about these countries through the Sahaja Yogis only. When the Sahaja Yogis tell me, I am amazed that they are not identified with their country, they are not identified with anyone, even their own family they are not identified. If they find something wrong, they will tell me, mother, my father is like that, my mother is like that. That is how you get detached. When you start seeing and not identified. If you are not identified with all these things, then you become a free person. You have the freedom. You become a person who is not attached to anyone because he is your father or she is your mother or a sister or anyone. This attachment is a very dangerous one also. With the family attachment, we have lost many Sahaja Yogis. Because their family was funny, they got lost. They couldn't get out of it. We don't say that you detach yourself from family or get out of it. But in a subtle way, you should understand what are they up to and what they are doing. All these subtle understanding about everyone doesn't give you any right also to criticize them. You should see for yourself what's wrong with you. You know, all these subtleties you criticize that such a person is such a person is such, but you also have the same problems with you. That's why you get detachment only possibly through this introspection, through the mirror of your spirit. So the spiritual life is very important to a person than anything else on this earth. Because such a person has been seeking. He has been seeking the truth. He has been seeking the reality. And once you know the reality, you don't want to cling on to something which is not reality. You want to be a person who is above all these things, that you can see all these things. And that is how you can save others who are getting drowned into the ocean of darkness, into the ocean of misidentification. Only when you are above this. But mostly what happens is this, that you are identified. You are identified, how can I do it, how can I say? The countries where Sahaja Yoga has spread, where there have been people who are not identified with those countries and think that they have to help all these countrymen to come up, to join. For that, tremendous patience and love is necessary. As you know, this cosmic power, as they call it, which they say I am the source, actually it is the power of love, of divine love, of pure love. And such a love doesn't demand anything, doesn't want anything, but it acts, it works. For example, if you love somebody, you would not like to do something to displease that person. Of course, there are some such yogis who do things which I really don't like, but I never show. I just keep quiet. But normally, if a person has love for someone, you wouldn't do anything to displease or to trouble that person or in any way hurt. Without that development within you, you cannot become collective. In collectivity, what happens that you feel for others, you understand others. You may not show off, but you do inside yourself, you know. Supposing somebody has done lots of funny things with you, doesn't matter. But gradually you will see he will change, gradually he will become better, because he'll realize that whatever he has been doing has not been a correct thing to do. He will not only feel guilty, that's not the way, but he will say, I should correct. Why did I do like this? I should not have done. Gradually he will improve, but for that you should have a great sense of forgiveness, great sense of understanding. Under circumstances, people also misbehave because they have had no training how to be all right, how to be humble, they misbehave. Because in their culture perhaps there is nothing but just anger and arrogance is regarded something great. Also they misbehave. Sometimes they come from such families where only arrogance is taught. So you can't help it. Such people are to be forgiven again and again and see that they change. Because I have a faith that all human beings can be made into beautiful flowers of fragrance, all the human beings. But I know there are some difficult ones. Why? Because they don't want. If they don't want, if they don't have the pure desire, you cannot force it on them. So forget. They are difficult people, forget about them. But those who want, those who have a great desire, which is absolutely pure desire, not for money, not for position, not for anything else, but for achieving a great state of spirituality, such people are to be helped at any cost. I know some of them have gone to very wrong gurus and they have suffered. They have a bad agya, they have all kinds of things. Doesn't matter. You should try to help them. If they can listen to you, if they can understand what you are telling them, I am sure it will work out. It is worked out so much, as you can see now, that in the foreign countries where I was just an Indian, how people have taken to it. How they have understood me and how they have become Sahajogis of such a great value and level. We never had so many saints in the olden days, never. Only one saint would be born and he would be tortured. There were not so many to help each other and to protect each other. So, collectivity is to be learnt very well. How to be collective, how to be nice to each other. Because later on, when you become the guru, when you have to guide the people, you will know what are the problems of the collectivity are. Also, you will know how to overcome that, how to make collectivity perfect. And once you learn that thing, you will be amazed that you have mastered the art of being a guru. I would like to see so many of you becoming a real guru, real masters, not only in your jobs, in your talents, but in your own life. People should say that such and such person is a real guru. For that, as I said, you must learn obedience, complete obedience. Should not question the guru. Whatever is told to you must do. Though in Sahajayoga I do not say that. Today is the first time I am saying it, because I find so many of you fall a little short of becoming perfect. You don't have to sacrifice anything, I have told you. You don't have to give up anything. You don't have to give up your families or anything and do odd things just to show that you are perfect. But it's something, a state within yourself which you have to establish, where you become extremely humble, obedient, and you will be glowing with this light, I am sure. Once you understand the importance, then you will dedicate yourself to become a personality of a rare quality. It's very difficult, as people something say, but I think the easiest thing to be, because that's the most comfortable way of living in life. No use fighting, no use quarreling, nobody trying to show off and all that. The care of everyone, the suggestion of care is very much satisfying for others. Little care here and there. People like it, and that only comes from a very noble soul who bothers about small things, about whatever others need. It's not for your own advancement. It's not for your own sort of leadership, whatever you may call, or for your own positions. Then you are falling short. But it's for your own ascent, for your higher life, that you give up all these ideas of leadership and this and that. Is absurd the way sometimes I find some Sahajogis are so anxious to assert themselves as leaders. It's not correct. So many times I have explained to you that your own development, your own correction, your own position in Sahajayoga will say what you are. Whatever others may say doesn't matter. What you say about yourself, truly, truthfully, is the reality. And you must face yourself all the time. I would say especially for the ladies, because I am a woman and I have worked very hard all these years. And as a woman, I must tell that all the ladies should try. Because They always say we are Shaktis, but in their life I don't see there's any work done as Shaktis, only they are sort of dependents all the time on Sahajayoga. They have to stand up in their own freedom. They have to be independent and they should have right ideas about everything. I'm sure if the ladies come up that way, Sahajayoga will spread very much. Men are working much more for Sahajayoga than women are. I can understand because they have families, they have children, this thing. But the most important thing is that once you take to active Sahajayoga, then your children also come up well, the family is also looked after. After all, there is this divine power which looks after all of you. You must believe that this divine power thinks, understands, it organizes, above all, it loves you. This divine power has to be understood that it is now your own and that you are in the realm of this divine power where you won't have any problems whatsoever. If you leave things to the divine power, it will all work out. As you know about this scientist who found out about me, I have to just say that he asked me that how is it this so many hearts are made here? I said people were singing the song, sitting in the heart of the universe. So these many hearts have come up. But he said, still, does this power hear? I said, no, it's me only. I can hear. I was hearing the song and then the power organizes everything. It's something to be understood very well, that the power within you, what you have, understands and understand you also. It is a way of power which is your own power, but you cannot control it. It knows about you. Whenever you are falling, when you are doing wrong, the same power which protects you and loves you, like a mother, will correct you and bring you to the right path. I think now a new century is starting and so many things have to happen. And all of you must decide that you will do this or that. Whatever is your understanding is about spreading Sahajayoga, you should try to, all of you should put your mind to it. If women can't go out, they can write down something, they can write about their spiritual ascent or about whatever their experiences are. So in any case, all those who have got also very miraculous photographs, they should send it over here. Very important is because this gentleman is coming here in September and he is going to analyze all of them. So it will be very nice of you if you can send it. Also, you write down about your different experiences you have had in Sahajayoga. That will be also a good idea. He told me that he would like to publish a book like that. And now the time has come for us to publish our miracles that have taken place. All of you have had some experience of the miracle. So I have to request you to send you as soon as possible, written well, in English language or in Hindi language or Marathi, because I don't understand other languages. And please don't send me in other languages. We'll have to appoint somebody to translate them in 14 languages, difficult thing. So I would request you to send that. I'm sure today's lecture you will again go through it and understand it and work it out. May God bless you.
What is the age?
10 children between the age of 5 and 10. Only 10 children.
पूजा के बाद. पूजा के बाद.
That will do. No more children, please, on the stage. No more children on the stage, please.
They are beyond conditioning, you see.
Some more children on the stage.
काय म्हणतात? गणेश मंत्र. या. गणेश मंत्र. गणेश मंत्र.
Mataji, Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Namaste Ganapataye Tvameva Pratyaksham Tattvamasi Tvameva Kevalam Kartasi Tvameva Kevalam Dhartasi Tvameva Kevalam Hartasi Tvameva Sarvam Khalvidam Brahmasi Tvam Sakshadatmasi Nityam Ritam Vachmi Satyam Vachmi Avatvamam Avavaktaram Avashrotaram Avadataram Avadhataram Avanuchanamavashisham अवपश्चात्तात् अवपुरस्तात् अवोत्तरात्तात् अवदक्षिणात्तात् अवचोर्ध्वात्तात् अवाधरात्तात् सर्वतो मां पाहि पाहि समन्तात्। त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः त्वम् आनन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममयः त्वं सच्चिदानन्दाद्वितीयोऽसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तस्तिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमिष्यति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति त्वं भूमिरापो नलो नीलो नभः त्वं चत्वारि वाक्पदानि त्वं गुणत्रयातीतः त्वं देहत्रयातीतः त्वं कालत्रयातीतः त्वं मूलाधारस्थितोऽसि नित्यं त्वं शक्तित्रयात्मकः त्वां योगिनो ध्यायन्ति नित्यं त्वं ब्रह्मास्त्वं विष्णुस्त्वं रुद्रस्त्वम् इन्द्रस्त्वम् अग्निस्त्वं वायुस्त्वं सूर्यस्त्वं चन्द्रमास्त्वं ब्रह्मभूर्भुवस्वरो गणादीं पूर्वमुच्चार्य वर्णादीं तदनन्तरम् अनुस्वारः परतरः अर्धेन्दुलसितं तारेण धृतम् एतत्तव मनुस्वरूपं गकारः पूर्वरूपम् अकारो मध्यमरूपम् अनुस्वारश्चान्तरूपम् बिन्दुरुत्तररूपम् नादः सन्धानं संहिता सन्धिः सैषा गणेशविद्या गणकऋषि निजृद्गायत्री छन्दः गणपतिर्देवता ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ती प्रचोदयात्। एकदन्तं चतुर्हस्तं पाशमङ्कुशधारिणं रदं च वरदं हस्तैर्बिभ्राणं मूषकध्वजं रक्तं लम्बोदरं शूर्पकर्णकं रक्तवाससं रक्तगन्धानुलिप्ताङ्गं रक्तपुष्पैः सुपूजितं भक्तानुकम्पिनं देवं जगत्कारणमच्युतम् आविर्भूतं च सृष्ट्यादौ प्रकृते पुरुषात् परम् एवं ध्यायन्ति यो नित्यं स योगी योगिनां वरः। नमो व्रातपतये नमो गणपतये नमः प्रमथपतये नमस्ते स्थूलम्बोदराय एकदन्ताय विघ्ननाशिने शिवसुताय श्रीवरदमूर्तये नमो नमः। साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Either there are more than 10 ladies.
Hello, Hindi 64.
Hindi 64 जागो सवेरा।
जागो सवेरा आया है, माता ने बुलाया है। जागो सवेरा आया है, माता ने जगाया है। सहज कमल दल निर्मल माता ने दरबार लगाया है। जागो सवेरा माता जी श्री महाराज की जय माता जी कार्य समुद्रता जय माता जी माता अकुला जय माता जी ग्रंथ विभेदनी जय माता जी माता भवानी जय माता माँ भक्ति प्रिया जय माता माँ भक्ति गम्या जय माता माँ शरणदायिनी जय माता जी वीरधारा जय माता माता निरंजना माता निर्लेपा जय माता माँ शक्ति निर्मला जय माता माँ निष्कलंका जय माता जी माता नित्या जय माता जी निराकारा जय माता जी माया कुला जय माता जी माता निर्गुणा निर्मल माँ में बात निर्गुणा निर्मल माँ में पूरा संसार समाया है जागो सवेरा आया है माता ने जगाया है जागो सवेरा आया है माता ने जगाया है सहस्र कमल जल निर्मल माता ने दरबार लगाया है जागो सवेरा आया है माता ने जगाया है जागो सवेरा आया है माता ने जगाया है बात निशा जय माता जी माता निरामा जय माता जी निरुपलवा जय माता जी नित्य मुक्ता जय माता जी माँ निर्विकारा जय माता जी माँ निराशया जय माता जी माता निरंतरा जय माता जी माँ निष्कारणा जय माता जी माँ निरूपाधि जय माता जी माँ निरीश्वरा जय माता जी हे माता निरागा जय माता हे माता निर्मदा जय माता हे माता निर्ममा जय माता देवी निष्पापा जय माता हे निसंशय देवी माँ हे निसंशय देवी माँ तूने सारा विश्व लगाया है जागो सवेरा आया है माता ने जगाया है जागो सवेरा आया है माता ने जगाया है सहस्र कमल जल निर्मल माता हे दरबार लगाया है जागो सवेरा आया है माता ने जगाया है जागो सवेरा आया है माता ने जगाया है बात निर्भवा जय माता जी निर्विकल्पा जय माता जी नीरा बाधा जय माता जी माँ निर्नाशा जय माता जी माता निष्क्रिया जय माता जी निष्परिग्रह जय माता जी माता निस्तूला जय माता जी माँ नील चकुरा जय माता देवी निरपाया जय माता देवी निरत्यया जय माता जननी सुखप्रदा जय माता माँ सांद्र करुणा जय माता महादेवी जय माँ महापूजा जय माता माँ पातक नाशिनी जय माता हे महाशक्ति जय माता हे महामाया जय माता आपके कारण मारती आपके कारण मारती मानव ने खुद को पाया है जागो सवेरा आया है माता ने जगाया है जागो सवेरा आया है माता ने जगाया है सहस्र कमल जल निर्मल माता ने दरबार लगाया है जागो सवेरा आया है माता ने जगाया है बोलो जागो सवेरा आया है माता ने जगाया है विश्वरूपा जय माता जी पद्मासना जय माता दी माता भगवती जय माता माँ रक्षाकारी जय माता हे राक्षस अग्नि जय माता माँ परमेश्वरी जय माता हे नित्य यौवना जय माता हे पुण्य लभ्या जय माता हे अचिंत्य रूपा जय माता हे देवी शक्ति जय माता माँ गुरु मूर्ति जय माता हे आदि शक्ति जय माता माँ देवी योगदा जय माता हे एकाकिनी जय माता हे सुखाराध्या जय माता माँ शोभना सुभागति जय माता सच्चिदानंद रूपणी जय माता जी हे देवी लज्जा जी तूने हे देवी लज्जा जी तूने मोक्ष का राह दिखाया है जागो सवेरा आया है माता ने जगाया है जागो सवेरा आया है माता ने जगाया है सहज कमल जल निर्मल माता ने दरबार लगाया है जागो सवेरा आया है माता ने जगाया है बोलो जागो सवेरा आया है माता ने जगाया है हे माता शुभ करी जय माता जय माता चंडिका जय माता माँ त्रिगुणात्मिका जय माता हे माता महती जय माता माँ प्राण रूपिणी जय माता माता परमाणु जय माता माता शहंतरी जय माता हे वीर माता जय माता माता गंभीरा जय माता हे देवी गर्विता जय माता हे क्षिप्र प्रसादिनी जय माता हे सुधा ज्योति जय माता हे धर्माधारा जय माता हे विश्वव्यासा जय माता हे माता प्रमोदरा जय माता माता शाश्वती देवी तूने माता शाश्वती देवी तूने सबको पार लगाया है जागो सवेरा आया है माता ने जगाया है जागो सवेरा आया है माता ने जगाया है कमल दल निर्मल माता ने दरबार लगाया है जागो सवेरा आया है माता ने जगाया है जागो सवेरा आया है माता ने जगाया है मालो का दीता जय माता जी समाधिका जय माता जी लीला विनोदिनी जय माता जी सदा शिवा जय माता माँ पुण्य देवी जय माता माँ चंद्र निभा जय माता हे रवि प्रख्या जय माता हे पावना कीर्ति जय माता माँ विमला देवी जय माता माँ वरदा देवी जय माता हे माता विलासिनी जय माता हे माता विजया जय माता माँ विश्व निर्मला जय माता माँ धर्मदायिनी जय माता वंदर्जन वत्सला जय माता जी सहज योगदायिनी माँ तूने सहज योगदायिनी माँ तूने मोक्ष का पथ दिखलाया है जागो सवेरा आया है माता ने जगाया है जागो सवेरा आया है माता ने जगाया है सहस्र कमल जल निर्मल माता हे दरबार लगाया है जागो सवेरा आया है
Marathi 55, Marathi 55.
खडकावरील बीज गुरुविण जीवन हे खडकावरील बीज असुनी भूवरी परी फुटेला अंकुर तीज असुनी शुभदां वरदां नमो नमः विश्ववन्दिता निर्मला माता सर्वपूजिता निर्मला माता
ब्रह्मस्वरूपिणी योगनिरूपिणी
शुभदां वरदां नमो नमः विश्ववन्दिता निर्मला माता सर्वपूजिता
सर्वपूजिता
माता निर्मला माता निर्मला माता
सबको दुआ देना
माँ सबको दुआ देना जय निर्मल माता जी जय निर्मल माता जी दिल में सदा रहना माँ सबको दुआ देना सबको दुआ देना माँ सबको दुआ देना जय निर्मल माता जी जय निर्मल माता जी दिल में सदा रहना माँ सबको दुआ देना
जग में संकट कारण
कितने लिए अवतार माँ कितने लिए अवतार विश्व में तेरी महिमा विश्व में तेरी महिमा जो गंगा यमुना माँ सबको दुआ देना सबको दुआ देना माँ सबको दुआ देना जय निर्मल माता जी जय निर्मल माता जी दिल में सदा रहना माँ सबको दुआ देना जो भी शरण में आया सुख ही मिला उसको माँ सुख ही मिला उसको बैठ के दिल में हो माँ बैठ के दिल में हो माँ लौट के ना जाना माँ सबको दुआ देना सबको दुआ देना कर दिया उजियारा। कलयुग में माया है, कलयुग में माया है, फिर भी कह जाना माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, प्रिय में सदा रहना माँ सबको दुआ देना। संत जनों की धरती है भारत माता, माँ है भारत माता। इस धरती पर आकर, इस धरती पर आकर सुख से दूर करना माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, प्रिय में सदा रहना माँ सबको दुआ देना। जब दिल में आए तब मधु संगीत सुन लो, माँ मधु संगीत सुन लो। हो सके जो सेवा, हो सके जो सेवा, हमसे करा लेना माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी। श्री निर्मला देवे नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कलकी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी। श्री निर्मला देवे नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कलकी साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्षप्रदायिनी माताजी। श्री निर्मला देवे